is going all the way to the top. So this is going to stop on Dean Spanos' desk, who's the owner of the LA Chargers. Yeah. So you're going to have to clear that with him. This is not a GM. This is not a player personnel. This is not a head coaching decision. This is something that's going all the way to the top. And then you're going to run this by him, and then he's going to say either give you a thumb up or thumb down. Now, Mark Davis said that every coach that he's had since Kaepernick has been in this position, he says that you have my blessing. Now, I'm not surprised he would say that knowing that his father, because if his father was alive, he decided from the jump. You know, just to stick his thumb in the eye of the NFL.
I agree.
That's how his dad operates.
He might have signed him because he thought he could win with it.
Yes, but just because it's going to spite the NFL, he's going to take the antagonistic approach. So, but at the end of the day, Skip, now all the coaches, I know this one the best because I played with this one for a number of years. We won championships together. So I know this guy very well. Skip, I mean, hey, Lynn, I mean, you got a team. I mean, you could put him on your workout list. In 2017, 2018, 2019, you got a list. Put him on it. Now, it makes no sense to me, Skip. You just took a quarterback with the 6th pick in the draft. Now, everybody keep talking about, and this is another subject for another day, Skip, but hell, I take Cam over everybody on the roster right now at San Diego, at the Chargers, LA. I take Cam Newton over everybody on the roster right now.
I'd do it times 2.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay, but for this argument, Cap. And he said, well, I don't know where Cap is. I think the thing is, Skip, for anybody, if Cap think his representation is going to do all the talking, that they're going to talk, that owner or coach is going to talk to the owner without hearing Cap, sitting Cap, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, Skip. That's not. So if he wants to be back in the league, he's going to have to say, you know what? I'm going to have to tell these people this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to still do social work, justice work. I'm going to be a crusader, but I'm ready to play football also. But for me, leaving him off the workout roster, hell, man, you got a workout roster. Put him on there. Bring him in. Simple. Now, it's obviously with the virus going on now, Skip, it complicated things. But there was no virus in 2019. No. There was no virus in 18 or 17. So there were ample opportunities for teams. Now, you can use this now, Skip. You know, the 2020, with COVID, it messed up a lot of things and how we do business, and we couldn't get our hands, we couldn't touch the guy. There was no virus going around it for 3 years, and nobody touched it. So we're not going to let you use that now. If you want Cap in, you want to bring him in, reach out to his representative, bring him in, sit him down, talk football, not talk around it, because, Skip, we've heard this before. Did we be careful of this? We hear a lot of guys talking about, oh, he's talented. Oh, he can play in this league. He's taking a team. And ain't nobody bit. Ain't nobody bit the bullet and says, okay, we'll do this. Let's go do this. So until I look at his posturing, it's saying all the right thing. But saying and doing is entirely two different things. I want to see somebody that's going to put action to those words.
So I hear you, and I agree with you times 10. I got to tell you, when I first read this from the man you know well, Anthony Lynn, it just felt like the height of hypocrisy from him. For him to say, it's crazy that every other team hasn't brought him in for a workout. Well, wait a second. You've been there a couple of years. You had lots of chances.
You got a team.
And it came across, it smacked of one of only 3 African-American coaches in the whole league, in the National Football League, Anthony Lynn, almost having to say the right thing for the wrong reason. Because he suddenly invented something called the workout list. Well, you played for a long time, 15 years, right?
14.
14 years. I've been covering since the middle 1970s this league. I have never in my life heard of a workout list. It felt like all of a sudden a designation got invented that you can use to placate the masses, now saying, Cap, justice should be served. And you can say, well, he's on 8 teams' workout list. What? What's a workout list? I've never heard of one.
I guess it's the list, Skip, but if somebody goes down, this is the guy we like to work out, be it regardless of position.
Okay, but nobody's going to just bring him in to work him out for nothing. And then Anthony Lynn classically talked out of both sides of his mouth. Oh, he'd be a perfect fit for what we're going to do, because if Tyrod, or he calls it Tyrod, I can't say that. It doesn't sound right to me, but whatever. I'm going to say Tyrod, forgive me. If Tyrod Taylor's going to be the starting quarterback, and I assume he'll start. I don't think Justin Herbert will start.
No.
You're not a fan of Justin Herbert's. I'm definitely not a fan. I said a year ago, I'm just not sold. No. I just don't think he's going to be anybody's answer in this league. And they took him with the 6th overall pick.
Correct.
Well, remember, they had their sights going back a couple of months before the draft on Tom Brady. And they got left at that altar. It sounded like by all that I read and all that I heard, they really thought they were right there to get Tom Brady because going to the new SoFi Stadium and get the GOAT to put up on the marquee to sell the Chargers in that stadium at least for a year or two.
California boy won the state.
There you go. There you go. Okay, well, but it sounded right to me.
He's a Cali kid.
So, and I don't blame him for that.
Right.
But once that fell through at the last second, once he chose Tampa Bay, once that happened, well, easily you could have said, let's bring in Colin Kaepernick to compete with Tyrod for the starting job.
Right.
And forget about the 6th pick. And you could go Isaiah Simmons there, or you could go defense. You could beef up what's already a very good defense.
Right.
You could go a different direction. You didn't have to take Justin Herbert and make him almost your immediate future within the next couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And eliminate the whole possibility of Colin Kaepernick. Now, back to your point, I might have to give Anthony Lynn a little break here because in the end, it's not his call.
No.
It's the owner. It's Dean Spanos.
Skip, this situation reminds me of like when President Obama was in office, is that he had to be very careful how he spoke and what he said. Because if you look at President Obama, and a lot of blacks will say, well, President Obama ain't do nothing for black people.
Yep.
He's like, well, I can't just be the president for black America. Well, we have one president where he's like, okay, my base, I'm just trying to appease my base. That's wasn't how he operated. Well, A. Lynn's like, he's an African American. And then he can't just say, well, hey, come on, Cap. That's not his, like you said, that's not his call.
Yeah.
That's over his head.
Tom Telesco is the GM.
Right.
He would probably have more clout in this area than the head coach would.
I mean, do I believe A. Lynn could go to him and says, man, look, I want to work Cap out. Would like to have a look at Cap. Well, he's going to have to run that up to Dean Spanos. He ain't just going to say, okay, sure, bring him in.
I actually hope he did. And maybe it got shot down.
Right.
Maybe it's not the right time. But to your point, what changed over the last 2 years? Well, all of a sudden, because of a murder in Minneapolis, all of a sudden, Colin Kaepernick was vindicated.
Right.
And all of a sudden, America, it seemed like black, white, all colors of America finally said, wait a second, he was right.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it became fashionable to say Colin Kaepernick deserves a job in the National Football League. So now it's up to the NFL to try to placate the masses with something like a workout list.
But what I can't understand, Skip, is that how did a murder in Minneapolis on Memorial Day impact Cap's ability or inability to play? It's like now all of a sudden he can play.
Changed.
Nothing. He's still Cap. So if you don't believe he could play then, why do you believe he can play now? Because it's acceptable to kneel? Because of what's going on in America now?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm seeing. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
It's like the door reopened.
Yes. I'm like, hold on. How did that impact his ability? So now all of a sudden he becomes a more accurate passer. Now he's better than what he was when you originally saw him 3 years ago.
Right.
I'm confused.
It took the commissioner on ESPN on Monday night on their SportsCenter special basically embracing the idea of Colin. He'd never even said his name publicly, and he said it several times on ESPN live, or I'm sure they taped the interview, but it aired live on Monday night, in which he's saying, love the idea, basically. I would encourage any of our clubs to sign him, but that's not my call because obviously he doesn't own a team.
Yes, sir. I'd like to see him get another chance, but, no kneeling.
Nope, I got you. So in the end, they go Justin Herbert, who we don't love, and then they have a kid named Easton Stick from North Dakota State, another one of those. That's a quarterback factor.
Yeah.
They got another kid coming up in this next draft who could be the first overall pick. So they're just loaded with quarterbacks.
That's what they do. That's their factor right there.
Yeah.
Walking to him.
Well, he was a little overrated.
No, walking to him.
But so their third quarterback, they took in the 5th round 2 years ago.
Correct.
And they're sticking with Easton Stick as their third string. Okay? Colin Kaepernick, Easton Stick. I don't know. Do I want to see Colin be the third string quarterback? No, I don't.
Happen.
Now it's a bad spot for him because they have to go. They just paid too much money to Justin Herbert.
First of all, Skip, the rosters are too small. You got 46 guys. Skip, the likelihood of you keeping a veteran third string quarterback, Skip, because the roster spots are so valuable, You need someone that's going to do multiple things.
Yep.
He can play receiver, two different. He can play the slot and outside, and he plays special teams.
Yep.
Or you need a nickel corner that also plays special teams. Or a linebacker. Skip, what the hell a quarterback going to do besides quarterback? He ain't running out on those special teams.
Yep.
Taysom Hill made it, Skip. Yeah, he can do quarterback, but he's on punt return, kick return. He can do other things.
He can.
So you can have him as a third, but that's not his primary job. A quarterback